Hey guys, my name is Kyote.
I'm Kate.
Guys, welcome back to another installment of Scriptly Adapted Entertainment. We've been gone for a while. We said that last time, but we're back. We're back. We got some things straightened out with the show. We're bringing you new material, new exciting movies that's out now that we're going to bring to you. And this movie that we're bringing you today, we saw over the weekend. Solid film. I thought it was pretty good. Gone Girl, starring Ben Affleck, Tyler Perry, Rosamund Pike. Great movie. Mm-hmm. Kate, what did you think about it? What did you get into?
I loved it. Listen, David Fincher is a mastermind. Okay, if you like film noir, if you like something that's really like kind of creepy and twisted, go see a David Fincher film. I mean, if any of you have gone and seen Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, even The Social Network. I mean, The Social Network had this kind of dark, film noirish look to it, but Gone Girl, I think, is like even twistier.
Goes
if that's
even
even a
beyond.
word. Yeah, it's very creepy, very dark, very twisted, very confusing. If you're not paying attention.
Yeah. It gets
has that yellowy look, which is kind of a signature. Not as much as Social Network and.
Social Network had that look.
It was more like bluish.
It was more
like dark. It was dark.
It was dark, but with a tint. There was a underlying tint.
Yeah,
throughout
like
the
a
entire
sepia kind of, not as sepia-ish, but David Fincher. That's his signature style.
Yes.
You know you're watching a David Fincher film. It was, in my opinion, a very, very good film. Kind of awkward, had a lot of awkward scenes, you had some really graphic sex scenes with a little bit more of a twist to it. We won't get into that. He really gets his actors to nail the scenes. I mean, we've heard that David Fincher's kind of a perfectionist, so he makes his actors do the scenes over and over again until they really nail it. Obviously we can't vouch for that because we're not on set, but I have to say, I thought they were great. Ben Affleck is spot on. I mean, he was perfect. He had me fooled.
Ben.
It was.
Ben is. I've always liked Ben Affleck.
I've
never disliked him. I think he's underrated. I think he's a very talented director and writer.
Yeah.
His acting is pretty solid in this. He plays the role of. You almost want to say he plays the role of the damsel in distress in a way.
He's kind of the victim. I mean, you feel bad. You feel bad for him. You do. I felt bad for Rosamund Pike, who plays his wife, Amy Dunn.
It's just crazy.
It's really, really twisted. You go into it thinking, that she's the victim, and he, like you see in the previews, he's murdered her, stuff like that. As you go throughout the story, you see things start to things are starting to unravel, and you get the full picture of what's going on. But then there's another twist, and you learn that, things you may have been led to believe something that didn't really exist. And it's just like literally like you're going through a maze, trying to figure out what's coming next. I thought Tyler Perry, honestly, I think Tyler Perry's Tyler Perry. He's not exceptionally talented to me. You're gonna put him on a cast with Ben Affleck, who won a Golden Globe, Rosamund Pike. I mean, Tyler Perry's good at what Tyler Perry does. I don't personally think he was suited for the role. They could have just picked anybody to do that.
Tyler Perry was not needed, but he added something to it. It was, some star power in the film, and his face was familiar to people in the audience. It just adds something to it. And he didn't play a bad lawyer. I mean, I thought it was pretty decent.
No, he wasn't bad at what he did.
I didn't think he wasn't
needed.
He definitely was not needed in the film. They did not say, hey, we need Tyler Perry to play this guy. It wasn't like that. I just think they thought that having him in the film would just be cool.
Well, if you want to be honest, the film I think did start out as an indie film. It was showcased at a film festival, so
a film like that to be indie, really shocking.
Maybe they did need star power. Maybe they felt they did need it. Now, I will say by the way, Tyler Perry played the lawyer, defense lawyer that supported Ben Affleck through everything. I don't think he's exceptionally talented. I think he's better behind the camera, but that's my own personal opinion. I think the one thing that was not necessary in this film was the comic relief. I don't think it was necessary. That's not what this film was about. This film, and you'll get it's not blatant. It's not you wouldn't consider it a dark comedy.
Did you find that there was too much?
Yeah, I mean, it was subtle, but the point was that it was subtle and it was annoying because it was subtle.
I feel the opposite. I don't think there was much comic relief in this film at all.
I don't think there needed to be any though. That's my point. Is that the point of it is that's not the movie you're watching. The movie you're watching is dark and disturbed and twisty and David Fincher. You didn't have any comic relief in Drag Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. You didn't have any comic relief in Social Network. It was very odd to me.
Well, you did have some comic relief in Social Network.
Yeah, but
because of how awkward. What's this kid's name? Who owns Facebook?
Mark
Zuckerberg.
Yeah,
how
Zuckerberg.
Awkward he can be. You did get that from Jesse Eisenberg, who played Mark Zuckerberg. You did get those awkward moments, but in this film, I didn't
but that's
get
character portrayal. That's not comic relief to lighten the mood.
But it could be portrayed as comic relief.
Well, honestly, I think that's one of the reasons why they decided to pick Tyler Perry for this role was because of his ability to provide comic relief. Yeah, and I just thought his sister was. Both of them. I just thought it was unnecessary. I didn't think that you needed the comic relief in this film because it was misplaced. It wasn't what the film was about. You should be able to do a dark and twisty film and have it be a dark and twisty film. The music?
Had to dive into the music for a second. Done once again by the team of Trent Reznor from Nine Inch Nails and Atticus Ross, who both, reading here, did a lot of other Fincher films. They did Social Network, and they also did Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. Now, they did Social Network and won the Academy Award for Best Original Score for the Social Network.
Okay.
Music,
the music was very good.
I'm a person who listens to the music of a film very, very closely because it gets me in the mood of what's going on with the mood of the film, and their stuff is just real dark and really heavy with the guitar. You can hear the guitar riff just play throughout an entire scene, but really low, but hype up the suspense and the thrill factor of what you're about to see next in the next scene. Really talented duo, great score to add to Fincher's, very complex, dark, very, it was violent. Very violent world, not just violent physically, but violent emotionally and mentally, and it just took you on a ride. It was a roller coaster. The story also brought on some things about relationships, and how when you meet someone, you think they are who they are, and then once you go through time with them, they become a totally different person, and that's what this did. That's
not
what
all the time.
Not all the time.
It can happen.
It can happen, and it did happen with this. And some extreme circumstances surrounded the changing of this couple, and they thought that they were doing what they needed to do to keep them together, to keep themselves together on Rosamund Pike's part.
Yeah.
Really solid.
I do have to talk about the ending. I mean, I'm not going to tell you literally what happens, but you and my dad had said that you thought that the ending should have been different, and in my opinion, I think the ending was perfect, and I love that different ending that you get from things because it's not too good to be true. And I think, we need to have more of that in film because film is a place where you go to escape. I respect that. I understand that in times like these we need that. But not when you see a movie like this. And again, I thought it was misplaced. I think I think it could be misplaced. I think it was perfect the way that it was. It makes you think, it makes you wonder, it makes you analyze the film. I think, the two main characters, Amy Dunn and Nick Dunn, are very complicated, round characters. They have issues. They're people. Was it a little far-fetched? Probably. But then again, it's movies. It's Hollywood. Could it happen in real life? Probably. Far-fetched.
But could happen.
But, the point is that you're right. You hit the nail on the head. People change. People go through things. If you don't have a strong foundation in relationships, any type of relationship you have, then you really get to see people's different nuances. And I think that that's what happened in this film, was that they saw the dark side of each other.
Yeah.
I love David Fincher, and the more films I see of his, I have to say I really do respect him as a critic, and a director, and a person in the industry and a person in the arts. I really respect his way of storytelling.
Yeah, very
He takes
simple
risks,
storytelling though, but,
but he takes
beautiful,
risks,
beautiful
though.
looking as well.
Yeah, the cinematography is beautiful. But the point is that even though he's simple, he still takes risks with his storyline and his plot. So I think, I really think that David Fincher is starting to create this reputation for himself, if he hadn't done so already, and, establish actors and directors and wanting to work with him. I thought it was a great film. I thought it had everything that you wanted: sex, violence, dark and twisty, film
Dark
noir.
and twisty plots, film
a little bit of
noir.
romance, thrown in there. Great music.
Great music.
I loved it.
Guys, it's a great ride. It's a roller coaster. It goes up and down. It has its twists and turns. It's something to watch for you movie heads who are watching for technical things like the look of it, the cinematography, the music, the overall general environment that he creates in this film. It's something to watch. I thought it was a pretty good film. It got great reviews, more great than not, and it's definitely something to watch.
Yeah.
Ben Affleck, they all deliver great performances.
Absolutely. Guys, check it out. Continue
2
to
thumbs
support
up.
us on Facebook.
4 thumbs, actually.
Yes.
4.
4, yeah. Continue to support us on Facebook. Check out our new show. We're going to do another one, a Halloween special, in a couple of weeks.
Halloween special. That's going to be good.
Stay tuned.
It's gonna be
Thanks
good.
for supporting us. Continue to support the arts, especially your independent filmmakers and people in the industry. And we'll be in touch soon.
Guys, later.
Bye.